Well, I'm Alex Reinhardt. I'm a graduate of Wayne Trace High School, and I went to Advantage Career Center for my junior and senior year of high school. And I got into the precision machining lab at Advantage Career Center, basically going over all the details with machining, manual machining, CNC machining, programming, stuff like that. My junior year, I learned manual machining. Senior year, I learned all of CNC, more towards CNC and programming and stuff. After I graduated Advantage, I started working here at APT, and I've worked here for almost a year now, and I'm going through their apprenticeship program through Northwest State as a CNC operator. So I'm taking more machining classes like that to further my training. So there's a lot when it comes to machining. You have to, first you gotta be able to read a print. You gotta look at that, and then you gotta make sure that the program for that part is correct. You have to set up the machine and stuff like, you gotta do that. And then it takes a lot of mathematics in machining. There's a lot to it, but it's not as hard as it may seem, but if all the training that you take and put time into it, you'll get it. What I like learning about being a machinist is you always learn more. You never stop, you always learn more. You learn more every day when you're a machinist. You think you may know it, but there is more to it than what you think. There's always more to learn. You just don't stop, and you learn as much as you can. The advice I'd give to someone looking to be a machinist is definitely look into it. There are many opportunities in the workforce right now in machinists. The career field for machinists is very high demanding right now. There's a lot of opportunities to not have to pay a bunch of money for it. There are a lot of opportunities where you can get free education like me. I'm going through an apprenticeship, and my work's paying all for my schooling, and while getting paid at work still. So there's many of opportunities like that to take advantage of, and you can make really good money doing it. My thoughts on a skilled trade career, before I got into machining, I had no idea what I was going to do after college. I heard about skilled trade and that they're in demand and they need it. So I'm like, all right, I mean, it sounds interesting. I was good at math, and I heard that numbers are involved, so I'm like, all right, I'll get on top of that. Lucky enough, I got hired in real quick, and most jobs they're looking for machinists. They need people to show up to work and do the right job, and it's a challenge, but it keeps your mind going and you learn a lot from it. Choosing this career path has changed my life because I don't know what I was going to do after high school. And then I didn't know I'd be right in this position right now. I thought I'd be in college suffering right now, doing what I don't want to do in college. But I'm here working 40 plus hours a week, getting my hours in, getting paid, and going to school for free. So I'm not worried about paying the extra money for college. I didn't know I'd be this far, and I'm really happy where I'm at right now. So.
I was looking at going to 4-County Career Center for welding, and I saw another opportunity to take the APT 2-year apprenticeship program to try and get some more expansion into the skilled trades. And I saw that there's welding here. I did some of that during the 2 years that I was here. I found out that it wasn't for me, and then I went over to the manual machining and enjoyed that a whole lot more. So decided that I wanted to stick around here and take the 4 years that I could get and make a career out of it. So my part in the process of machining is I receive my prints that I get and the materials, and I'll take that piece of block or piece of tubing or whatever and make it into whatever the customer wants it to be, and I'll take a small part and make bigger things out of it. I like the working as a machinist because I get to take a raw stock and be able to make something out of it. The gratification of knowing that I did that, it's kind of humbling, I guess, to know that my skills can help others that are trying to make other things for other people. So some of the tips that I guess would be, or some of the things I would say is just try it. Even if you know that you want to go into something of the skilled trades and you don't exactly know what, go into a wide variety and try them. It's not gonna hurt you, but it can help you as to know what you don't want to do, what you want to do. I went through manual machining, I went through CNCs, welding. It's all the wide variety, and I chose the manual machining because I found that I enjoyed that. During the apprenticeship that I took, they are paying for my college, which is close to about 10 grand, and I get a journeyman's card that'll help me to, if I want to expand on some places, I can leave APT if I choose to, which I'm probably not going to, it will allow me to go and expand my horizons as well. When I started at Hicksville, when I got into my junior year, they came around to us and wanted us to take the tour of APT. I decided that I wanted to do the interview, and there was, I think, 10 or 12 of us that took the interview process, and only about 8 of us got it, including juniors and seniors. So I guess I passed. I decided that after Tony's speech of how it doesn't matter if you don't like it, if you don't want to do it, you can go back to Hicksville, it's not gonna hurt us, but I decided that I wanted to stay, and it's really helped me. So I've gotten a full-time job here, and I'm also doing my apprenticeship with that. So part of the machining that I've received and part of the training that I've received at APT and my schooling has changed me, because I'd probably be at some places that pay very low minimum wage jobs, which are fine if you are starting out as a 16-year-old. If you want to start trying to move out of mom and dad's place and expanding your life, that you need a skilled trade or something higher than a minimum wage job that helps you start your life.
I decided to go to a vocational school as well as attend my regular high school. And I went to a program called Ramtech, and they taught me how to program robots and run PLCs and a little bit of hydraulics as well. After that, I went into the military for 2 years as a Marine Corps reservist. Now I'm here in Ohio again, and I needed a job, so I went here. My role in the process of robotics programming is developing the robot program, setting up the robot, and troubleshooting anything that might go wrong with it. What I like about robotics is that it's a field that not many people go into. It has its challenges, as anything does, but it's also something that I didn't have to go to college for. I could go to just industrial training and learn how to do. So there's no student debt or anything like that that I have. I just went to a training program and got trained on the robots. Some advice that I would share is to look into all your options. Don't just focus on what everyone's pushing right now, which is going to college and everything. It's not always the best option. And you may not get a job based on the degree that you get. It's kind of like a backup plan, or it could be your main plan to go to a trade school. Don't slack on your other studies or anything like that, but continue to work on your trades or whatever you plan to pursue. My employer has sent me to Fanuc and Rochester Hills multiple times for free training. My main thoughts of what I do here in robotics is it's something that will always be in our society. We're always going to have robots. They're not going to go away. So it's something that's constantly being advanced and engineered and changed, but it's always going to stay here. My job here at APT has changed my life. It made me enjoy it a little bit more, getting up and coming to work every day, giving me something to do and something I enjoy, and it challenges me.
My name's Caleb Bagley. I'm a high school senior, and what we do here is we get opportunity to learn trades. So like anything from manual machining to running electronic and doing panel building. We learn about how electricity works and what we can do with it to interact with the stuff that they do here.
I'm Jaron Hernai. I am a student in the training center at APT, and I am a senior at Hicksville High School. In the training center, we go over multiple skills. Your first year, you kind of get a dose of everything. You go through like simple things like math and like just learning general things, and then your second year, you kind of focus on 1 or 2 things and like really get to dig in and see what it's like to work in those fields.
So for me, I started out, I like to build computers, and I like technology a lot, and I just found it really interesting. I was like, robots, and then I get a mixture of learning all these other things that allow me to be employed while I'm trying to pursue a career, which that was really enticing.
It's a really good opportunity, even if like you find out eventually you don't like these kind of things. It's a good basis because a lot of people after they get out of high school struggle to know what they want to do. So if it's something cross off your list, then you know what you don't like and don't want to go for.
So my plans after school, I'm really unsure, but as far as it goes, I think I'm going to pursue business because I have a family business that I can kind of inherit and take over, and it's getting about that time and no one else is interested in it. Well, the skills that I've learned here today, they'll help me transfer it because I know what the machines take to run and what the business is it's actually a lubricant company. So it'll help me be able to kind of benchmark my sales and have a good idea of what people use towards the machining and manuals part of it.
I am going to pursue something that I have learned here. I am going to try to get into like welding and fabrication industry. It's something that I really enjoyed doing here. I enjoyed a lot of things here, but it's definitely something that stuck out to me and something that I enjoy doing. I feel like this program like fits a lot of students that may not do the best. Like I'm not gonna say like not do the best in school, but like to do stuff with their hands, like to learn by doing something instead of like looking at textbooks or watching videos. They really enjoy building stuff and can use their mind to think of what they need to do.
Well, what it allows me to do is I can go to employers and say, hey, I've gotten these certifications from doing this program, and that's really important because I kind of can skip the college step, especially with like the robots that they integrate here, because there's not like a base curriculum set. This is like being compared to early programming in the 90s for computers. Like you didn't have to have a degree to join Java, and it's huge today. You have to have multiple degrees just to even get considered and have really impressive credentials. And this gives me entry-level credentials for something that's growing nearly as fast as the technology boom did in the 90s.
This opportunity has changed how I look at stuff because we're always pushed to pursue college and do good in school, keep grades up, stuff like that. And like this, I've definitely still did good in school, but it's like kind of changed like what I want to do in life. Like I was looking at going to college like as soon as I got out of high school, and now I'm looking to more get into the workforce and doing work that I've learned here.